This is a second reading for Pasht. Hey Pasht, how you doing, sweetie? Um, so we had an intuitive reading together, as you know, and you saw my video, and you said that you cried, and you cried because you and we're very much alike. Um, we are very much alike. I can say it over and over and over again. The way we understand things, the way we perceive things, the way we just kind of go with everything is very, very similar. And again, as I've mentioned before, I've always felt that connection with you. So the next question that you had for me, Pasht, was about, you mentioned that you watched my video on spirit animals and spirit totems, and since we've had healing done together, and we already know what your spirit animal is and what your life partner with your spirit animal is, since we already know what that is, you are looking for a book that you can connect with involving spirit animals and totems. So I do have a book, actually, and this book is very, very good. I love this book. I do recommend it. It's called Animals Speak by Ted Andrews, and this book is very, very good. It tells you, not only does it talk about or explain what each characteristic is of the animal and how you can incorporate its totem and its message into your life, into your existence, and into your being, but it actually gives you exercises, breathing on feathers, understanding what the feather of each animal is trying to give to you and say, how to teach yourself to be one with the animal, and different things like that. So so here's chapter 2, and chapter 2 talks about awakening to your spirit totem. So for those of you who are not really aware and you'd like to find a book of spirit animals, I really, really recommend this book. So yeah, and there's me. There's me. Oops, there we go. I'm like looking at the wrong side. There's me right there, and that's my shadow self, and that's my shadow animal, and that's my shadow characteristics, is the owl. My lifelong partner, my soulmate, is the owl. The owl will always be there for me. So, yeah, so we've talked about that. I'm sure you have that down. If you need to write it down, please go ahead, write it down. Again, it's called Animals Speak by Ted Andrews. So, baby girl, we are, you wanted to know where you are at right now. I know you mentioned that he has not contacted you because, I will tell you why he has not contacted you. Okay. So, the guy who I felt and saw and was able to pick up on how you are meant to be together, he knows that you are meant to be together. And he's kind of in a stage right now where he's like a spiritual know-it-all. He knows everything when it comes to spirituality about himself and his life path, and every person that he attracts into his life, he doesn't talk about it. He's very silent when it comes to his own spirituality, and he's strongly attracted to you because he can talk to you about spirituality when he cannot talk to he can't talk about this with everybody. He doesn't feel like he can. He's kind of, he knows that people have their own opinions and their own whatever, and he feels with you, you're open-minded, you could talk about whatever with him. So he knows that you're his soulmate, and he knows that he's going to be with you because he's always wanted to be with you. So where he is right now is every time he speaks to you and every time he thinks of you, he remembers you in his past life. He's always having this awakening, constant awakening of remembering the relationship that you both had in a past life. Now, you both have had a past life, not just in the previous recent life of yours, but you have had over, I can tell you, over 100 lives together. Now, most humans can have up to 800 past lives, if not more, because there's so much that we are here to experience and learn with each other, about ourselves, you know, as we're learning how to, the essence of life is to learn to appreciate the world, appreciate each other, and to learn what love is, and to learn to love each other unconditionally. So he does remember the relationships that he's had with you, and he is, again, like a spiritual, he feels like he should know, you know, and before he gets into anything, he's the type where he feels like he should know what he's getting into, not that he thinks that you're something, you know, that he shouldn't be getting into, but he feels like he should kind of, he kind of comes across as that he takes actions based on that last minute, which he does, but he will not do it if he doesn't know who he's doing it with. So with you, he feels that he's got to learn a little bit more, remember a little bit more, and decide what he wants to do and how he's going to do it and all this stuff like that. So because he knows that you were a soulmate, and you are a soulmate into his life, and that he's going to be with you because he's always wanted to be with you, and part of his soul contract is to be with you and experience life with you, not just in past lives, but this life, it's kind of left him in a state of shock where he's kind of like, if I say this or if I do this, is it going to mess up the relationship? Is it going to mess up how she feels about me? Is it going to mess up how we do things together? Like I said, he is very, he doesn't like to be fitted into a category, and he doesn't like to be put into a certain place, or he likes to do things last minute, and he kind of likes to do things without planning. But at the same time, he is like a fixed, he does have a fixed way of doing things also. He kind of likes to do the last minute thing as like a spice up your life type of thing, so that he doesn't get bored, and that he doesn't get into a rut, and that the schedule isn't the same all the time. So the way he thinks and the way he goes about things is more fixed, but the way he likes to have fun is more going with the flow, and let's just do this without thinking and whatever, you know? So that's why he's kind of stuck, or not stuck, but kind of like doesn't know what to do right now, because if he was to take that path with you and he doesn't think about what he's going to do and he just kind of goes with it, he might, the aftermath, he might think, oh no, I blew it, how is she going to see me, you know, how is she going to view me after this, did I, you know, he knows that you're very, you are very high in morals, that you demand the best from yourself, and he wants to be like that too, and he wants to give you the best that he can possibly be, because he is of your essence, and you have so much in common, yet you are different at the same time, which is a blessing. And you know, you can learn from each other, and this point in your life with him right now is a huge life lesson for the both of you, because you have the time away from each other, and you're both going with how you should be going. Like, you know, as I've mentioned before, please just continue on your life purpose and your divine life path, and just don't concentrate on him, and continue your singing career, and continue expressing yourself through your singing career. And again, he will keep coming to you. He will keep walking into your life when he knows the solutions, and when he knows it's right for not just him, but for you, because he's always very good with timing. He's very good with timing, and that's why I've mentioned that he's like a spiritual know-it-all, because he enters your life at the perfect time. And you might question, and you might You might be like, why did he walk into my life, or why does he just go and come whenever he feels like it? But what you don't know is he's actually entering your life every time you're confused about yourself. And every time you're confused, he ends up bringing you something. He brings you a certain part of himself and a certain part of you that you never knew about yourself. And it awakens you. And when it awakens you, you end up taking another path with your career, or you take another path learning about yourself. So that's why he enters your life at a very, very good time. And he feels that with you as well. So he enjoys your company, he enjoys your presence, and he enjoys speaking with you because he loves who you are. And he, again, as I've mentioned, not many women impress him. And yeah. So you also asked me about your singing career, and then if it's going to take you to places that you want to be. I feel like for you, the best solution right now is to stick with what you're doing. I know you do live concerts at different places right now, Friday, Saturday nights. I know you do live singing. I know you've mentioned a few cafes and stuff. I feel like right now for you, the best thing is just to stick with what you're doing, because you never know who may actually walk into a cafe one day, see you singing, and end up, you know, connections is very important. They may end up helping you out or sending you to someone else who is in a different place, who can help you bring up your singing career, you know. You never know, right? You just never know. So it's always good to stick with what you're doing until you have that other path that you can go to. And sometimes when you do have the other path that you can go to, you know, here and there, sticking to what you know is good too, because it still is bringing you in cash. I know you've mentioned that it's not all the best cash in the world because it's only cafes and it's only, you know, little small groups of people and whatnot, but it's still bringing you in cash. As you've mentioned, you cannot work anywhere else, nor can you work for anybody, because you enjoy your 1 or 2 hours of just entertainment and expression, rather than rather than a 6 to 8 hour job at an office. You can't do that. So that's why I said, you know, don't quit your job. Don't quit it just because you're only at cafes, because you are still bringing in money. And until you find something that is of higher placing, or, you know, singing at halls, or like doing this and doing that, then absolutely you can feel that you should leave. But yeah, so stick to that, and that should be good. That should be very good. So, I think that was about it. I feel like your Ascended Master is a very good friend with my Ascended Masters, and they're all connected with each other. They all work together. However, every time I communicate with one of my Ascended Masters, who I resonate with, who is my higher self, you end up coming along in the conversation, and you end up coming along as a visualization, because how you are connected with my higher self as well. So, another story for another time. So, yeah, and you can leave me a message, or you can send me what you feel is how you're feeling about that, and we can continue on our next session. Ciao.